Hello friends, welcome to my channel Eccentric Learning. I hope you have gone through my previous video on the first part of percentage where I have explained what is percentage, how to calculate percentage increase decrease, percentage to fraction conversion and vice versa, and successive percentages and so on. If you haven't gone through that video, the link has been given in the description box. Please go through it. And if you have visited my channel for the first time, then do subscribe to the channel and also share with your friends. In today's video, we'll be seeing some word problems on percentage. So let us start with that. So here, the first question given is 70% of a number is 350. We need to find what is the 90% of the same number. So I'll be showing you two methods of solving the same problem. So here, the 70% of the number is given to be 350. So let us assume the number to be n. So we can say that 70% of this number n is nothing but 350. So I can calculate the value of n as 350 upon 70%. So this would be 70 times of 100. So this will be 0, 0. So this is 5. And this would be 500. So we can say that the number is 500. So we need to find now what is the 90% of the same number. So 90% of 500 would be nothing but 90 upon 100 times of 500. So this would be 450. So this is one way of finding the 90% of the same number. Instead of finding the number, let us see one more approach of doing the same sum. So we can say that 70% of the number is 350. So 1% of the same number would be 350 upon 70. So 90% of the same number would be 350 upon 70 times of 90. So this would be 0, 0. So this is 50. 50 times of 9. This is 450. So in the first approach, we need to find the number n and then we can calculate 90%. But we don't have to do that if you are able to use simply this unitary method, which is 70% is 350. So 90% would be 350 upon 70 times of 90, which is 450. Okay, so let us see the next question, which says the population of a country increased by 80% from 2000 to 2005. Again, from 2005 to 2010, there was a 50% increase in the population. Find the percentage increase in the population of the country from 2000 to 2010. So there is a 80% increase from 2000 to 2005, and there is a 50% increase from 2005 to 2010. We need to find what is the total percentage increase from 2000 to 2010 in the population of that country. So let us assume that in the year 2000, the population of the country is say 100. So from 2000 to 2005, there's an 80% increase. So I can say that this 100 has increased by 80%. So it has now become 1.8 times. So this would be 180. So the population in 2005 is 180. Now from 2005 to 2010, there's a 50% increase in the population. So this 180 has now increased by 50%. So it will be 180 times of 150%. So that would be 1.5. So if you calculate, this would be 270. So the population in the year 2000 was 100 and the population in the year 2010 of that country is 270. So the question here asked is, what is the percentage increase in the population from 2000 to 2010? So we know how to calculate the percentage increase. So this would be simply 270 minus 100 upon the initial population, which was 100 times of 100. So this would be 170%. So that means there is an increase of 170% in the population of the country from the year 2000 to 2010. We can also apply the successive percentage increase approach in this problem. As we can see that from 2000 to 2005, there is an 80% increase in the population, and from 2005 to 2010, there is a 50% increase in the population. So using successive percentage approach, we can say that the total percentage increase would be 80 plus 50 plus 80 times of 50 upon 100. So if you calculate this, this would be 130 plus 0, 0, 0, 0. So that's 40. So that's 170. So directly we can say that there is a 170% increase in the population from 2000 to 2010 simply by using the successive percentage increase approach. So we can see how by knowing simply this successive percentage approach, the time to solve the equation reduced drastically. So that's why it always becomes very handy to know these shortcuts to find the answers in a few seconds. Okay, so now let us see the next question, which says Ram's salary is 10% less than Shyam's salary and 10% more than Ghanshyam's salary. So by what percentage is Shyam's salary more than Ghanshyam's salary? Okay, so I'll be showing you two approaches for solving this question. Let us see the first approach. So here Ram's salary is 10% less than Shyam's salary. So let us assume that Shyam's salary is 100. So we can say that Ram's salary would be 10% less. So this would be 90. Again, the question says that Ram's salary is 10% more than Ghanshyam's salary. So if the Ram salary is 90, so we can find the Ghanshyam salary. So let us assume that Ghanshyam salary is G. So we can say that Ram salary, which is 90, this is 10% more. So we can say that this is 110%, that is 1.1 times of Ghanshyam salary. So this G can be written as 90 upon 1.1. So this would be 900 upon 11. So if Shyam's salary is 100, then Ram's salary would be 90 and Ghanshyam's salary would be 900 upon 11. Now we need to find how much Shyam's salary, that is 100, is more than Ghanshyam's salary. So by what percentage 100 is more than 900 upon 11? We know how to find the percentage increase. So this would be 100 minus 900 upon 11 upon 900 upon 11 times of 100. So now if you simplify this, this would be 1100 minus 900. So that would be 200 upon 11 divided by 900 upon 11 times of 100. So this 11 cancels out, 0 0 0 0 cancels out. So this would be 2 by 9 times of 100. So if you calculate this, this would be 22.22%. So that means Shyam's salary is 22.22% more than Ghanshyam's salary. Okay, let us see one more approach to solve this question. Let us assume that Shyam's salary is denoted by S, Ram's salary is denoted by R, and Ghanshyam's salary is denoted by G. So the question says Ram's salary is 10% less than Shyam's salary. So we can say that Ram's salary is 90% of Shyam's salary. So R would be 0.9 times of S. In a similar way, Ram's salary is 10% more than Ghanshyam's salary. So Ram's salary is 110% of Ghanshyam's salary. So Ram's salary would be 110%. So that would be 1.1 times of Ghanshyam. Now I need to find what percentage of Shyam's salary is more than Ghanshyam's salary. So I need to have a relation between S and G. So by equating these and these, I can say that 0.9S would be equivalent to 1.1 G. So if you calculate, this would be S would be equivalent to 11 by 9 of G, or it can be written as 1 plus 2 by 9 of G, or S is equivalent to 1 we know is equivalent to 100%. 2 by 9, if you remember, 1 by 9 is equivalent to 11.11%. So 2 by 9 would be equivalent to 22.22%. So this 2 by 9 can be written as 22.22% times of G. So we can see that Shyam's salary is 100% plus 22.22% of Ghanshyam's salary. So we can say that Shyam's salary would be 22.22% more than Ghanshyam's salary. So you can see simply by using this approach, we can reach the answers in a very few seconds. So that's why percentage to fraction conversion and vice versa becomes very handy, and it becomes very important to reach to the answers easily. Okay, so now let us see this question. If the price of sugar goes up by 25%, then what should be the percentage decrease in the quantity consumed so that the total expenditure on sugar remains the same? So here we are consuming some quantity of sugar at some price. Now the price goes up by 25%. So obviously the quantity consumed has to decrease if the total expenditure has to remain the same. So can we say that the total expenditure would be nothing but price of sugar per kg times of the total number of kg consumed? Yeah, we can say that the quantity of sugar consumed. So now let us assume that the price of sugar per kg is rupees 100 and the total quantity of sugar that we were consuming initially, let it be 100 kg. So we can say that the total expenditure would be 100 times of 100. So that would be 10,000. So now when the price of sugar is increasing by 25%, so we can say that the new price, let me denote this by P dash, So this would be 100 times of 25% increase. So this will become 1.25. So that would be 125 rupees per kg. So now, obviously, if the total expenditure has to remain the same, the quantity has to decrease. Let us assume the new quantity is Q dash. So can we say that this 10,000 would be equivalent to 125 times of Q dash? So we can calculate Q dash from here. So this would be 10,000 upon 125. Now, if you calculate this, this would be 80. So that means initially the quantity that we consumed was 100 kg, but now when the price of sugar increased by 25%, the quantity is reduced to 80 kg. So I need to find what is the decrease in the quantity consumed. So we can say that the initial quantity was 100 kg, now it has reduced to 80 kg. So the percentage decrease in quantity would be 100 minus 80 upon 100 times of 100. So this would be 20%. So that means when the price of sugar goes up by 25%, the quantity has to reduce by 20% so that the total expenditure remains the same. Okay, so now let us see one more approach of solving the same question. Let us denote the expenditure by E, the price of sugar per kg be P, and the quantity be Q. So we can say that total expenditure is price times of quantity. Now the question says that the price has been increased by 25%. So the new price would be 1.25 times of P, and the expenditure remains the same as E. So we can say that this Q has to be divided by 1.25 so that these and these cancels out and we have the same expenditure. So initially the quantity was Q, now the quantity is Q upon 1.25. So let us try to simplify that. This would be 100 upon 125 of Q. So this would be 4 by 5 of Q. So initially it was Q, now it is 4 by 5 of Q, or this is 0.8 times of Q, that is 80% of Q. So initially it was 100%, now it has become 80%. So directly we can say that there is a reduction of 20% in the quantity consumed so that the expenditure remains the same. So whenever we have such kind of question, so we need to simply see whatever the number we have multiplied here, we need to simply divide that number here, and based on that we need to calculate the percentage reduction or whatever the question been asked. Okay, so now let us see one more question here. Ankit spends 40% of his income on rent, 30% of the remaining for health, 20% of the remaining for education. If he saves rupees 840 every month, then what is his monthly salary? Again, this question can be solved by simply making equation, but again, that would be too much time consuming. So it's better we don't go this by equation. Rather, let us try to use some shortcuts of percentages which we have learned so far. So total income of Ankit is 100%, of which he spent 40% on rent. So we can say that out of 100% of his total income, 40% has already gone on rent. So we are left with simply 60% of his monthly salary. Now the 30% of the remaining, that is 30% of 60%, which would be simply 18%. So we can say that out of total 60%, 18% has been gone for health. So now we are left with 60 minus 18, that is 42% of his monthly salary. Now 20% of Ankit's remaining salary is being spent on education. So now the total salary that is being left of Ankit is 42%. So this 20% of 42% are being spent on education. So we can say that the amount that he saved is simply 80% of 42% of his total salary, which is given to be 840. So now the total salary would be nothing but 840 upon 80%, which I can write it to be 80 upon 100. So this 100 will go up again 42%. So this would be 42 here, and this would be 100 here. So this is 42 times of 20. So this 0, 0, and this is 4, and this is 25. So 25 times of 100. So that would be 2500. So we can say that the total monthly salary of Ankit is 2500 simply by using the concept of percentages that we have learned so far. So these are some basic questions on percentages which we have seen in this video. I would request you all to practice some more questions on percentages by taking these questions as a base, because the more you practice, the more you learn. I hope now you guys would be able to solve some questions on percentages. But still, if you have some confusion, I would request you to watch this video again. But still, if you have some doubts or questions, please put it in the comment box. I will try to answer each one of your queries. So if you like the content of my video, then do subscribe my channel and also share with your friends. I'll see you all in my next video. Till then, keep learning, keep sharing, and keep growing. Thank you.